Chaos at a local park on this Labor Day. Several shots fired, killing a pregnant woman, her unborn child, and her husband. He was just identified as 31-year-old Trey Carter. Police say they have that shooter behind bars. Kelly Kennedy, first to alert us from the scene earlier this evening. She's live tonight with the tragic new developments. Kelly, a heartbreaking story indeed.
Chris, it really is. Like you said, a pregnant woman, her unborn child, and her husband all shot to death. And believe it or not, the police chief tells me the shooter was her own younger brother. Now, the police chief tells me this was an ongoing family feud that had been going on for a long time, and it came to a tragic end at the park this afternoon. Stafford Park in Maple Heights was packed with families and church groups Monday afternoon celebrating the holiday, when suddenly a 29-year-old man pulled out a gun and started shooting.
I just heard the gunshots and I turned around. I was cutting a watermelon. I turned around and everybody was running towards this way. And when we tried to get all the kids, I didn't panic too much, but I did panic. Johnny Coleman was at the park with his church group. Really, I wasn't scared, but the kids, I was more concerned about the kids. You know, a straight bullet, you know, they ain't got no names on them. Maple Heights Police Chief Todd Hansen tells me the chaos started at around 3:15. He says the shooter got into a fight with his sister at the park. It escalated and he pulled out a gun. The shooter's sister and her family came to the parking lot to try to leave when the chief says that man opened fire, shooting his 30-year-old pregnant sister to death and grazing a 13-year-old. Do you have any idea what the shooter's motive was in this?
I really don't, other than the fact that we have preliminary reports that there was a long-standing feud between the shooter and these two parties that he engaged. I think the juvenile was just hit by chance. I don't think the juvenile was targeted. He just happened to be close to the female. But yeah, I think there's there are some family relations. The woman's husband, a 31-year-old man, ran from the parking lot to a nearby pavilion to try to escape the shooter. But the chief tells me he was shot and killed in the bathroom. The chief says the shooter ran out of the park towards Auburn Avenue. I saw him, he ran across the parking lot, had on a red shirt, and I saw him go through they caught him on the next street.
The chief tells me BCI is assisting them in their investigation. He also tells me that witnesses on the scene were very helpful. And that's one of the reasons why police were able to arrest the suspected shooter so quickly. Now, the woman who was killed in the shooting, as well as the shooter's names, have not been released yet, but we'll keep you updated as soon as we learn more. Reporting live in Maple Heights, Kelly Kennedy, 19 News.
A married couple and their unborn baby shot to death in the middle of a park on Labor Day. Maple Heights police say the person who pulled the trigger was that woman's younger brother. Well, tonight, Just One Station spoke to the mother of the victim and the shooter. Kelly Kennedy live tonight with this emotional story. Kelly.
Chris, she is literally living every parent's worst nightmare. She's devastated. The mom tells me she was actually at Stafford Park yesterday at a church picnic. And the reason that her daughter and son-in-law came by was to do her a favor. They were just dropping off her great-grandson's stroller. Well, that's when her son showed up and did the unthinkable. 31-year-old Trey Carter and his wife, 30-year-old Mercedes Iverson, were getting ready to welcome a baby girl into the world in November. Iverson's mother, Cynthia Ivy, tells me they had already picked out a name, Ava.
They were very excited. Trey was more excited than Mercedes because Mercedes was the one that was sick.
She says the Parma couple was only at Stafford Park in Maple Heights on Labor Day to do her a favor, to drop off a stroller.
Then out of the blue, you know, my son shows up, and as soon as he sees them, he's just like, he just goes off. So I don't know what he was doing before that got him so enraged, you know, but he just wouldn't let up.
Do you have any idea why your son was so upset with your daughter and her husband?
Well, that's a long story in itself, you know, but the bottom line is he was holding a grudge. He just wouldn't let it go. It just festered, and I guess that was the end result.
Never in a million years could Ivy have imagined that her 29-year-old son, Jason Iverson, would shoot and kill his own pregnant sister and her husband in cold blood.
Him and his sister has always been close. You know, he's always been able to call her and she would bail him out of whatever it was.
What do you think it was? You think he just snapped?
I think so. You know, there were a couple of setbacks that he was dealing with in his life. And I guess he just couldn't handle it. Everything just came to a head. To my knowledge, he was supposed to have been seeking help. Being a parent, it's kind of hard when you have grown children that have issues because there's only so much you can do.
She says it's hard to accept that her daughter's killer and her son are the same person.
It's very hard for me to come to terms with that, you know, because they're both my kids.
I just can't imagine what she's going through. Ivy tells me she has not spoken to her son since the tragedy. She says she's not sure when she'll be able to forgive him, but she's not there yet. Now, Iverson will be arraigned tomorrow on murder and attempted murder charges. Reporting live, Kelly Kennedy, 19 News.
Good morning. Today is Saturday. It is September 9th. The year is 2023. It's a beautiful Saturday morning. The days are flying by in the month of September. It's cool out here. Actually, I turned the air conditioning off last night. I was in that house. It's freezing cold. And I went through there and turned off the air conditioning throughout the whole house, which is amazing because this summer has been and actually I slept pretty comfortably without the air conditioning on, just a fan on, which is amazing because it's been so damn hot this summer. So hopefully we only got 2 more weeks, maybe a week and a half left until summer is over. So maybe the weather will stay pretty friendly as we go into fall. The leaves are starting to fall. I'm actually have to get out and blow these leaves out here. Anyway, it's a beautiful Saturday morning. Okay, so this news report, we've seen stories where brothers and sisters, brothers have killed sisters, sisters have killed brothers. To be honest with you, I don't recall of any situations where I've seen a sister kill a brother. But I have seen several incidents of black men killing their brothers or sisters or parents. The violence in our communities that we've accepted as normal, y'all, has just gotten to the point where it just doesn't make sense. What could have been going on between that man and his sister and her husband that he made a decision to shoot and kill them? They were leaving. They were leaving the event. He chased after them. He chased the husband down. He shot his sister. Then he shot her husband in the men's bathroom. Chased these people down. Y'all, listen. I stay away from several members of my immediate family, and I'm referring to these younger folks who constantly have to have guns on them. I don't carry a gun on me. For what? I have no reason to. I don't put a gun in my cars. I don't carry guns in my cars. I don't keep guns on my personal being. When I'm out, I don't tuck guns into my waistband. Why? But every time I see my nephews, they always have these guns on them, either on them or around them. Everybody go to need a gun. What is going on in your life that you must have that type of weapon on you consistently, tucked into your pants? What could be going on that you need to have? So what I've learned, because you're dealing with these deadly niggas, I don't want them around me. I don't. There's a difference between you trying to use a gun to protect yourself from something that's going on. But these niggas are using these guns to settle scores that don't make sense. This man shot and killed his own sister who was pregnant, and her husband. And how in the world the mother just sat here calm as a cucumber in that interview is beyond me. What type of environment did she raise her children in? I know that a lot of you all have a problem with putting your children on psychotropic medications when these kids, some of these boys need to be on some type of medication. And the parents are very anti-medication for some odd reason. I've seen this ignorance in the black community. That's why I keep away from you deadly motherfucking niggas. Y'all too ignorant for me. Then these boys grow up and they're out of control. They're violent and insane. I have a sneaky suspicion that they probably knew that boy was pretty much crazy. Yeah, when you all see, it's very rare I have people over to my home, whether it's family members or friends, and particularly black men. I have come to the conclusion that a lot of these black guys, including one man that I was with for many years, something wrong with these guys. The violence, the shit that they do, that doesn't make any sense. Just a bunch of ignorance. So I just keep my distance. I don't want a whole bunch of people in and out of my house. They're not gonna be somebody playing cards or hanging out. Everybody's like, oh, you gonna build a pool? You gonna build a pool? Yeah, I might build a pool in this house for me to go back there and lay back there by myself, enjoy that pool by myself, and have a cup of coffee. Can't have any niggas over here. I cannot have them around. There's something wrong with these guys. And I'm noticing this more and more. The more I'm 53 years of age, y'all. I've been around black folks all my life. Y'all ain't got to tell me nothing about no ignorant ass niggas. I've seen them in action. I know how they get down. Why this man chose to shoot his sister? They were leaving, walking towards their car, walking away from this fool, and he still was pursuing them. About what? What could have gone on that this man, y'all? That's why when I'm out and about in these streets of Atlanta, I don't say anything to these ignorant niggas. If they damn near run me off the road, I just I don't even honk my horn. I just slam on my brake, pay attention. When I'm driving, I pay very close attention to my surroundings. I did a few about last week, this big black F-250 with one of these big wheels, these niggas in it almost. They jumped over, they got off the highway. We all got off the highway at the same time. At first they was going to the left, and all of a sudden they going to the right. Almost hit me. I just slammed on my brakes. I looked at the niggas and then them dreadlocks and all that smoke coming out that car. I said, this making ass niggas right there. I ain't saying shit to their asses. I'm not honking my horn or nothing. I politely sat behind them and they barreled around their corner, made their right hand turn, and I kept going where I was going. They're too ignorant. I mean, it almost caused multiple wrecks out there. And you know, with these ignorant niggas, I don't know what to tell y'all. I wonder, did she know how deadly and foolish her brother would be? And those pictures look like the husband and wife had their act together. Married, having a baby. Look like they had a very nice situation going on there. And then this ignorant nigga came along, this deadly nigga. Welcome to Niggerville, y'all. But some of y'all seem to love being around these ignorant ass fucking niggas. I don't get it. Every incident that I've seen in the past few years, I had a friend who was just shot and killed a few weeks ago. They say he was cleaning his gun. I don't believe that lie. I don't believe that. But this particular person, I used to train. And for some odd reason, he was just really in our, he really was like being around all these ignorant niggas, and I couldn't figure it out. And this was the guy they told him that if he was going to be friends with me, he couldn't be friends with them. Lo and behold, one of the persons that he was with that night when he was shot, supposedly he got shot accidentally while cleaning his gun. I do not believe that lie. I don't believe it. And I don't believe that, y'all. But you know, y'all have to make your own decisions about who you want to be surrounded by. If this girl who was killed had known her brother was that insane, I think I would have packed my shit and moved to another state. Or I would not, with nowhere around, anywhere near my mother, or anywhere where he would knew what I would be at. Because I'm still trying to figure out what could have happened between, what could have happened between, him and her that required this level of deadly behavior. Because they weren't shooting at him. He was shooting at them. He killed them. They wouldn't, I mean, what could have happened? Was the man jealous? Was he even? Was he on drugs? I have a lot of family members who engage in drug use. Particularly this younger generation. Yeah, I don't want it around me. I don't smoke weed. I don't do cocaine. I've never did any of these harsh drugs. I had a gummy one time. I think twice I tried them damn gummies. It didn't work out too good for me. I don't need that type of stuff. This is my favorite go-to drug right here, caffeine. I'm not going to run out here doing all these drugs. Was this man high on drugs? Did he have a drug problem? What could be going on? And the mother just sitting there so calm and cool and just like maybe she's still in shock. But I would love to have been at because I had a lot of questions. Like, was this man mentally deranged? Was something off with him? Did you know your son had some serious mental health issues? Was he violent like this? And now, y'all listen. And listen to me clearly. If you are dealing with a man that has to take a gun everywhere with him, if you're dealing with a man or a friend, you need to really question. And there's a difference between somebody carrying a gun in a holster on their side, where you can visibly see it. But when somebody's hiding a gun in their pants, like the way these guys, my little nephews run around here, they got these guns hidden. If you're a legal gun holder, why don't you just holster your gun and put it in your holster and put it on your side of your hip? So everybody know you got a gun. But the question that comes to my mind is, what the fuck are y'all doing that you have to have these weapons with you? I don't need to have a gun on me. What type of lifestyle are y'all living that y'all got to have these guns everywhere you go? Now, my youngest nephew, he just got out of prison. On parole or probation or one of the two. What's he doing with a weapon? And so when these things happen, they end up back in jail. That's why when they call me, tell me, give me, Uncle Walter, can you put some money in my books? I slam down that phone. I'm not putting no money in your fucking books, you ignorant nigga. I repeatedly told y'all. One of my nephews is in jail right now because something happened. But I knew the girl he was staying with this girl that he had a baby with. That's a whole nother video. And he walked outside this woman's house that he was staying with and took his gun and was firing in the air. He did this on multiple occasions where the people at the apartment complex, they evicted her. And she lost a beautiful apartment that she had in a very nice area that was under Section 8 or some type of government assistance. She lost that apartment because of this fool. Walking outside, firing a gun in the air, and the neighbors and people were concerned, like, what's wrong with this idiot? Now, when I heard about this stuff, I was thinking, well, why? Everywhere he goes, they gotta have guns. They gotta have them on them. Now, this fool also, my nephew fired a gun, chased down one of his brother, and pulled a gun on him for over some stupid shit. Now, my sister, who's deceased, my older sister Mia, she created all these problems with her boys. She told me she wanted her boys to be thugs. That goes back to my questions about this mother who's sitting there calm. Did she raise this fool? I'd like to know what part she played in this role of that young man who took that gun and shot his sister. Do they have any other brothers and sisters? I got a lot of questions I would like to know. It has never ever crossed my mind to pick up a gun and chase and shoot anybody in my entire life, but best not my brothers and sisters. What the fuck? I've never even had a physical confrontation with my brothers and sisters as an adult. Well, why? We have disagreements and we have conversations and we go about our damn business. My ignorant sister in the basement, she getting the fuck up out of here, but I ain't about to fight with her ass, so we get she get the fuck up out of here. She insists upon doing drugs in my household. I don't want that shit around me. Y'all, you can do whatever the fuck you want to. You live someplace else. I don't want that weed, the coke, and I don't want any of that stuff around me because I see what it does to people. I don't want it around me. I don't want no type of drugs around me. Oh, shoot. Hey. You here? Okay. I'll be there in 1 second. All right. Well, I'm going to have to conclude this video a little early because I had a Saturday morning. You know, we're working on this old raggedy house. But anyway, some short video. Let me go to get my day started. I got up late today. Today is Saturday. It is September 9th. The year is 2023. I look forward to reading you all's comments and getting your views about what took place in this horrific event in Chicago. Gaily niggers. Welcome to Niggerville, y'all. Anyway, I'm out of here. Let me get my day going. I already got the cleaning crew here, and we're about to do work on some other stuff here. Y'all, this is the worst mistake I ever made my entire life buying this house. But what can I do about it now? Just have to keep going. All right, I'm out of here, and enjoy the rest of this beautiful Saturday.